What's up everyone, it's Kat. Today is my freaking birthday, so today's gonna be a good day. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be reviewing, going over, testing out, I finally got my hands on it, the Juno Co microfiber velvet sponge. And also I'm going to be comparing this to the beauty blender. So if you want to know how all this turns out, continue on watching. Okay, so for some differences, they're both not wet yet, and this is much more denser than the beauty blender, but I feel like a little tiny, like, I don't know how to explain, like little, it feels like little hairs all over it, like really dense hairs. And while this one obviously is just a sponge, so I'm gonna go ahead and wet both of them and see what's the size difference. All right, so the first difference that I noticed is whenever I put this sponge underwater, it started bubbling up and like bubbles was coming out. I don't know if that was normal because I'm pretty sure that didn't happen to the beauty blender, and I thought that was pretty weird. But anyways, size difference, they look pretty much the same. It has like the little slant and then a bottom, and this one's, you know, nice and round all the way with a little point, and this one is not. And this one still feels more denser than the beauty blender, so yeah, those are differences that I noticed so far. All right, and now to test it out, so this side is going to be the beauty blender side, and this side will be the Juno Co velvet sponge side. So let's get on with it. So for primer, I'm going to be using the Sephora Beauty Amplifier Primer, and then just put that all over my face real quick. And if you see me looking over here, I got my mirror over here, so that's why I'm looking. I'm not ignoring y'all. And so for foundation, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 120. And we're going to start off, pour some on the back of my hand. Woo! Put too much. And then go ahead and start doing that on my face. So of course, you know, the classic beauty blender, many people have this in their makeup kit because it is obviously very good. It's a staple. It does what it's supposed to do, and it makes your foundation very flawless. Obviously, I use this all the time, so I know how it works. All right, so here is the beauty blender side. Perfectly blended, flawless, amazing. Love it, love the beauty blender, my favorite. So now we're going to test out the microfiber side, and let's go to town with it and see what happens. So apparently it claims that since it's a microfiber sponge, it's not going to soak up as much of your foundation, so you won't be using a lot of it. Unlike the beauty blender, which, you know, it's a sponge, is going to soak up a lot of your product, so you're going to be using more product. And I think what they're claiming is pretty accurate because I use the same amount that I use for my beauty blender, and I look like I have cake face. A little does go a long way for this sponge, and honestly, it's not bad. I'm actually pretty much loving this. It's giving me the coverage that I want. It's not leaving no streaks, no nothing. It looks pretty good. And for concealer, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. And go ahead and conceal these bags, girl. Gotta conceal these bags. Grab the beauty blender and then just blend that away. And now the microfiber sponge side, and I put a little bit because clearly you saw what happened with the foundation, and I do not want more of a cake face. And so far, blending it is a breeze, easy peasy, and I'm really liking this sponge, to be honest. It's nice and dense, and I like that. I don't know why. Usually I don't like a dense sponge, but with this one, it could be because it's microfiber, but it's doing pretty good, and I'm really liking it. So I just quickly put on some blush, bronzer, and highlight, and now I'm gonna set my face with some setting spray really quick. So my thoughts on this sponge is that it is pretty darn good, and it's only $6. So you do get your money's worth compared to the Beauty Blender, which is kind of pricey, $20. And I think this is a really good dupe for it. Plus, you don't have to waste that much product because since it is a microfiber sponge, so a little goes a long way. And I will be using this sponge probably a little bit more than the Beauty Blender because it's pretty good, and I actually really like this side of my face more than like the Beauty Blender side, to be honest. So if you want to check out the sponge for yourself, I will leave a link in the description box below of the website of where you can get it yourself. And so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Don't be scared to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!